Yeah.
You guys had like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of secrets today.
Oh, most of that was PC stuff. I am looking at building a computer.
Heck yeah.
PC.
Because I want to learn, like, for all of the time I spend on my computer, I have no fucking idea how it works, and it's about high time I learned. And so this is going to be my journey into learning how computers work and what all the bits do. And I'm
I
trying
know
to
that
get like
feeling.
a bunch of different opinions on what I should be using.
There's actually a really good video that Linus Tech Tips did about a year ago now of how to physically build a computer. It's not about what you need, but it's about how to build. That is a pretty cool one. I'd recommend if you have time later.
Okay, that might be
I
a later project.
I feel you. Like I've been in that position. Like I use a lot of computers and I have no idea how they work.
Yeah.
Needles and Tide taught me a lot. Like I feel like a lot of what I know now is because they helped me on the last computer purchase.
Every 5 to 8
we
years.
grew up having to learn this stuff, where now you just go to a store and buy.
Every 5 or 8 years, I have to relearn how to build a computer because I want a new one.
Yeah.
Basically, you take a rock and inject enough electricity into it that it starts thinking.
You don't take a rock, you take very, very small rocks. Lots of them.
You also
Only it's
inject
pretending to think because it's not actually thinking.
You also inject electricity until it starts to sweat, and by sweating, it accidentally thinks.
Also, Jamie, when you said like it was mostly PC stuff, I thought you meant play a character.
Oh, no.
Anyways, so I believe we left off with Liz bringing us back to her dad and father's place after helping the elves get home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting the health back home felt kind of rushed, but I'm glad that we end up we did that end of the bargain, and I hope they're happy.
Yeah, if there was something else there that anybody wanted to do, that's perfectly fine. We were kind of run up against 9 o'clock, and it was 2 days worth of casting a spell and then sitting around for a while. So
Yeah, and it's probably good to get in the habit of not running late now because of Cathanid's job.
yeah.
Also, with the time shift, I'm gonna start doing the whole thing of getting EP at some point. My
Yeah.
brain just shuts off.
But yeah, Liz has sanctuaried your way back to the Temple of the Dioscuri, and it is now time to circle everybody up and figure out what you want to do next. There's no rush to get out of here. If you want to spend the night, there are various beds available, so you all can chill here for a while if you want to, or start doing things. I leave that up to you.
Who would rush Liz out of this? It's her temple.
Liz, can I use your library?
Swear fealty to my god. Or don't. He's over there.
Thank you. Go there.
Okay. Are you looking for something in particular?
No, I think I'm marking that Winter takes a couple days in charge and start to study a lot and write a lot of notes and becomes a wizard.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. Oh wow.
No advantage.
Okay. I think surprisingly, you're feeling after the first day, you're feeling pretty confident. You've got a lot of information down about what you're looking for. Is Winter being permitted to stay out for several days for this?
Yes. She said, I have the project. Please, I need a couple days. I'll pay them later.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah,
also they owe her a couple days because of the whole Elf Kingdom thing.
and I think after the first day, you still probably arrive at a certain point where things stop making sense, and you feel like you probably need to go talk to Orwin or Estella or Liz or all three of them for some assistance. Probably not Estella, probably Corwin or Liz.
Like we're standing in the
feel like-
background shaking a fist.
I feel like come to like breakfast with a bunch of books and say, guys, I found a spell that I can bring some sort of animal, like a friend, but I
Mhm.
don't know what animal. How do we do this? And I show a little map.
Well, sometimes the animal chooses you.
Sometimes it's not an animal, and it's just this really huggy god, angel, celestial.
It's not the same spell.
Yeah,
Not-
I feel like
not
none
even
of this
remotely
is
close.
helpful for Winter.
I want to believe that Winter takes a very methodical and math approach to magic.
Can
And she
I
has
can I suggest a one? And this is also obviously subject to DM approval. Some familiars are from the Feywild, and they tend to be pseudo dragons or fairy dragons.
ooh.
Yeah, I think as long as I don't think there's much of a difference, right?
It would be just a skin.
Yeah.
I think it's technically a warlock thing with Pact of the Chain, but
Back to the chain, yeah. But yeah,
fun for flavor.
as long as use the if you want to do that, use the stat sheet of like I guess a raven, but we can skin it as a pseudo dragon. That's fine.
One day I
Um,
summon it and I cast the thing and I get a little blue winged lizard. That's very cute. And very sharp.
So I do have a question for you, though.
Hmm.
Is it a celestial, fiend, or a fae?
it is a fae.
It's technically his choice.
I guess Faye.
Yeah, I mean it would
Doesn't say-
change depending on what you're summoned. Pseudo dragons are fae.
No, that's not how Find Familiar works. It takes the form of a beast, but it is a celestial, fae, or a fiend. Player's choice.
Yeah, Faye. It's okay.
That does make sense for your character.
Yeah.
Liz gives you the materials for that because I'm guessing you haven't found it. You haven't gone out and got them yet.
Oh, I'm ransacking your library and got some books and papers and stuff. I've been using a lot of materials.
There is a material compound too. Find Familiar.
Very large.
Oh boy. Oh Lord, he coming.
Yes.
Tiny dragon with butterfly wings.
Yes. It's
Um,
most of the day stays inside Winter's coat and just plucks the head out.
I would also say pay attention to what spells you're taking, and if there are gold components, you probably
Oh,
want
yeah,
to
no.
mark those down and then also maybe make a bit of a donation to the temple, just, for the non-valuable components you're taking.
Yeah, if people suggest that this is what it should be done, Winter would just give all the gold she has, all of the 6 pieces.
Oh dear.
So
Winter
I give
needs
her.
access to the party bag.
No, she doesn't ask for anything. Yeah, I have my spells already picked, and they don't need gold. I think that's it for me. I mean, it's gonna be a couple days of that for Winter.
Yeah, with a 20, I don't think it's certainly not more than a week. I would say probably 3 or 4 days before you get the hang of the basic spells.
Liz is definitely slowing you down with religious shit.
But like was
Winter is
making up
not
with it.
some.
Like was making up for it by also just sitting in the background playing a soothing tune.
Winter is not someone who would say no to Liz's sermons, but she's not okay. She's like, okay. I feel like her wizard book is like a normal leather book that she decorates a lot the corners with little calligraphy stuff.
She
Like
doodles
some
in
sort
it.
of, yeah, she does doodles, very journal like.
Okay.
I think after watching a little bit of Winter's antics, Lycra's working on her scroll again when she's kind of sitting cross-eyed and looks over at Camille. You know, I
Who?
understand that they do magic
Looks
differently.
at who?
Cathanid does as characters Corwin, Camille, Kichiyaya.
You learned to look through time? Cool.
Corwin, yeah.
Yeah, it's Corwin.
And just, I guess watching Winter play with magic has got me realizing that I've never really thought about the elementary process of a spell. It's more of the weave of emotion and need.
I mean, magic takes various forms. There's instinctual magic. There's gifted magic. There's learned magic.
No, there's not.
There's no wizards.
Nope.
Not
Wizards
yet.
do not exist.
She's right over there.
No, she's a sorcerer that looks like a wizard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're either born with it, or you make a deal for it, or you're gifted it.
I was going to say, I thought Estella was kind of a wizard presenting.
No.
No, she's very wibbly warlock.
I thought with
Liz
the...
has looked at her magic and went, "This is wrong."
Yeah, honestly, it's not that dissimilar from your wibbly magic.
Warlocks just have worse PR than paladins and clerics.
Yeah, basically. Well, and generally warlocks' patrons are not as powerful as paladins and clerics do.
And that's reflecting the fact that they don't get as many spells.
Yeah, they need lots of naps.
They're quarter casters, basically.
Anyways, I think Lycra gets him to sit down with her and just go through the elementary steps of how he'd approach the scroll of transmogrify to see how much her emotional and need is different from the way he'd try to do the same magic.
His response is very much going to be, you just kind of do it.
And probably after an hour of back and forth about that, she makes a note of just to talk to Liz next time.
Yeah, both Simulacrum and Clone are not sorcerer spells. So, I mean, Corwin has the language to understand what's going on there, but
I can read
he can't
the
offer a lot of insight.
algebraic formula, but he doesn't have a background in math. Which very much, his response is, you just do it because you want to do it.
Yeah, but this is a lot more thought than I normally put into a spell. So I guess that's why I'm, whatever.
I think that might be part of your problem, is you're putting too much thought into it.
I mean, but there's also a difference between just making something that can hold together for an hour until I'm done with it versus something that I want to live in
Yeah,
eternally.
yeah. But it still comes down to a matter of belief. I mean, I do things because I believe it's going to happen, basically. And I feel the energy around me, the weave, and I just make it do its thing, whether it wants to or not. And somewhere Liz is screaming about the fact that sorcerers basically twist the weave and make it its bitch.
Winter is taking notes in a corner.
I guess I do the same thing, but it's more of a gentle nudge of just make the power flow that way instead of this way. I guess I kind of see magic as musical notes, so to speak. It's all floating out there, and as long as you pitch the note the right way, it changes how the magic affects the world around it.
No. You know all the spells, and then just some days you write them down in your book. And then other days you
Corwin,
change.
give me an Arcana check, please.
Ooh, my character sheet.
Can I be involved in this conversation too?
Sure. I think somewhere in the middle of this conversation, it occurs to Corwin that on his character sheet it might say sorcerer, but his magic is a lot more similar to Estella's than Lycra's.
Yeah, he's definitely got it
Corwin
borrowed
is
from,
basically a warlock.
just with a lot more free reign.
Yeah.
The boss said, do this, here's some stuff, you can do it, just don't do it too much.
That's Corwin. Liz is, do magic, but done my praises. Do magic in my name.
I think that's
No. Miracle doesn't want to go and do magic in their name. He's just doing magic.
No, Liz is do magic in my name.
Oh, yeah.
We're all a bunch of warlocks.
except for Lycra.
Yeah, except for Lycra.
That's because Lycra's magic comes from the power of friendship and musical notes.
She's isn't a warlock.
I think that's enough
Yeah.
nibbles to Mark II.
Yeah, definitely.
And Lycra leaves a note with Liz to help. My brain hurts for tomorrow.
I have the feeling like this conversation of how is magic and why is magic, it's steering very close to different opinion. People having different opinion of what religion or what God is
Yep.
in our world.
That's probably exactly what it is.
I think it might be a light as a ray versus light as a wave.
Let's
Lycra's
let's
over here.
as players not get bogged down in the minutiae of it either.
Yeah. Lycra's over here screaming, "It's a wave!" And everyone else is like, "What are you talking about? It's a ray."
It's not a ray, it's a particle. Anyway,
Part of the problem, though, is the fact that Liz literally is cleric of magic. She's convinced beyond all doubt that she is on the right path because she's met the god of magic.
He
Gods of
probably
magic.
sat there whispering behind his hand about how weird those people over there are. Anyways, who's next?
I would say this first night, this conversation about magic eventually turns to what you all are going to do next. Please.
On that note, Corman's gonna pull out his scrying device and check in. It's 3 scry. Let's check in on the lady who has the Mythlock.
Okay. Who's helping you with the plane shift for that?
Oh shit! Right, we gotta do that on the plane. I thought scry.
Nope, it does not.
That literally requires 2 of us.
Hey guys, do we want to get some more information on what's her name is doing with the Mythlar?
It's worth doing, yeah. I can keep an eye out security-wise while 3 of you do magics.
It does seem a bit silly that we are expending so much magic to go to another plane for basically 5 minutes.
Uh-huh.
For a very small amount of information.
Well, the other option I can think of is we have that cleric to deal with. They're on the Prime. I can check for them first.
I mean, it's worth the side trip, just so that way when we do have to go there, we're not walking into a totally foreign situation. I know we've made the one side trip already. We do have to deal with the refugees.
Hell already? Are we going to the hell right now?
Apparently.
We're discussing it.
We don't have to. Like I said, I have something else I need to do as well.
Like what?
We have to stop the former cleric of Miracle from doing whatever fucked up shit she's doing. Remember?
Oh yeah, that weird
Crazy
lady.
woman in the dream with the wings?
How do we do that?
We unalive her. That's what he wants. That's what they want.
That is, I think, going to be more difficult than you make it sound, given that she has very good control over a realm where basically anything can happen that you put your mind to.
That's why we don't fight her in that realm.
So we've got deal with the refugees from Hell and deal with Mythlar, which are very heavily related to each other. We've got deal with the Angel of Death that's been attacking in dreams. What other side projects do we have to think about?
Well, Lycra, you said something about needing a couple months.
I need time to craft a new form from clay. It's not like it's going to take actual months, but I need to be able to be somewhere where I can work with 300 pounds of clay. So it's not like I want to be traveling the entire time.
Just for, I mean, Lycra would know this, so I guess just for the player's information, the actual crafting of the body probably only will take a week or 2. The bulk of this is actually figuring out the spell.
Yeah, which we're over halfway. And I'm definitely leaving very
Are we?
polite notes for Liz. Because I seem to have less headaches when Liz helps me with it.
No. You are over halfway to a thing when something happens. That is 80 days is not the end.
I know, I'm just saying. I'm towards a known point.
Would you say they're more close to 11 days?
No, this is a full dragon, not a kobold.
Man,
Imagine you.
Sorry, I can barely make you out, Camille.
Said, imagine
are-
you fucked up the spell and it's a cold body.
Mm,
I mean,
Do you
at
have a
least that'd be
fan
cute.
blowing on you, Cathanid?
Nope. Not at all.
I don't hear any background noise from Cathanids.
It's not background noise, it's just garbling out.
It was fine last time he talked, but the
Butts,
previous
butts.
time.
Butts, 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 butts.
Yeah, no, it's
maybe you
fine
need to be
now.
closer to the mic.
Are you voice activated or push to talk?
Push talk.
Yeah. All right.
I got no idea then.
Yeah, it was probably
Yeah,
just a
I would-
momentary too far away or something. It's all good.
Okay, I was facing away for a moment.
Anyways, other than that, any other projects people can think of that we can bring up before the DM reminds us by dropping a fireball on our heads?
I mean, I have some stuff to do. Definitely, I think something that needs to get done before we start hunting down the Cleric of Merkel. But if Lycra needs at least a few weeks, then that shouldn't be a problem for me to get my errands done.
Can we join you in your errands or need to be alone?
I was actually thinking of asking at least Corwin to come. But if you
Huh?
wanted to come, I think that would be fine.
Oh, okay.
Do you prefer if we don't go and you go along with Corwin?
No, I think you should come if you want to.
Oh, that joke not received.
Hmm?
Winter posts at a joke not received.
Hmm.
I think the entire rest of the group is just looking like at Estella like, go on.
What do you got
No,
planned?
the rest of the group is looking at Estella as if she's wanting to go on a date with Corwin.
Boom.
I need to go explore an old ruin. And I figure archaeologist here should be the one to come with me.
Corwin immediately goes and packs his bag.
Okay, calm the fuck down. We're not going tomorrow.
We're going the day after.
Do you... I don't know if you geographically know where this place is, do you?
No, I probably have to go the long way.
Okay. Do you at least give Corwin some information about what it is?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay.
This is going to work out well.
Be a good sport. Be surprised.
Okay, as long as they don't get eaten by tomb bugs.
Tomb bugs?
Yeah, very, very hungry bugs in tombs. Beetles, scorpions.
I feel like you've been reading too many trash novels.
Just let me know when.
All right.
Wait, so recapitulating. We have a trip to Hells at some point. We have to deal with the angel of destruction and dreams,
She's
but we
not
don't
an
know.
angel. She's just a person.
She's just
We,
what?
A person.
but we don't know where she is or how we can find her. And Stella has a trip to a dungeon that we might or might not go because the planet Corwin is going, and Lycra wants to stay a couple days making a clay body. Anything else?
I think that sums up what's been discussed so far.
Do we have anything else on the table?
I don't know that we do.
I think that sums up most of our important things.
Do
Um,
you
DM,
realize
can
this
I
is a
ask you-
very
Go ahead.
sorry? Do you realize this is a very weird shopping list?
Oh, if we're adding things to the shopping list, we need to restore the stock of supplies. And she points to the cupboard.
I'm just worried about the refugees coming into a city that's already filled with refugees. That's a tension point.
I mean, that's just how refugees work, unfortunately.
Yeah, but they're two different refugee groups from two different cultures.
Again, that's how refugees kind of work. Whether they're moved here or somewhere else, it's gonna happen.
Well, more of
Ye-
stemming the reason for them to need to flee.
I mean, the war in hell that
Yes.
we can't really do anything about because it's a war.
Well, if we get the Mythalar out of there, it might make a difference.
No, that's like saying removing a ballista will end the war. It might make it harder for them, but they're still gonna fight.
Well, in the middle of that, the idea is that like you it's another point on the traveling to hell sort of agenda. Like it goes hand to hand.
I want to get the literal God Maker away from them.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, our focus isn't the refugees, our focus is her. We can't do anything for the refugees. We're not a humanitarian. We don't have the resources to do anything.
But if we take away the thing that started the war this generation, it might end the war for the current generation.
I think we're just confused on what we mean by that, because in Corwin's mind, the war has happened before that. It's going to happen after that. The only concern he has is getting the weapon away from them.
If I'm misremembering, Nibbles, let me know. But weren't we told that the current hierarchy had been established for some time, and it was only after the Mythalar showed up that the war started?
I mean, the information that was given to you didn't mention the Mythalar or link it to what was going on. But yes, this war is very recent, and the leadership was emboldened by something at about the same time the Mythalar went missing from the Prime Material.
Okay.
So I
Removing-
extrapolated.
Removing the Mythalar from the equation may or may not end the war, depending on how invested they are in
And-
terms of resources and whatnot.
And how much of a actual influence it is on their actual power level. Like if you took away my sword, I'm not going to be worthless in a fight without my sword. If you took away my arm, that's a lot different.
Yeah, we have
Can't
no way of knowing.
remember. Well, I can't remember if I gave you any information regarding that or not. I don't think so, because you're probably mostly speaking from refugees from the city, not from like the country that was being invaded.
Mhm.
So you probably don't really know how the war is going, like in the war.
Yeah, I don't think you ever told us anything about swaying of the war, just that it was going on.
Anyways. Both, I think, are things we need to do. I'm not convinced that finding the Cleric of Merkel in the Prime Material is going to be as easy as you think it is, Corwin. Especially given that our method of finding people is Scry, which doesn't necessarily give you a location, especially in a desert.
Fair. I guess the question, you're the one with the most experience with the dream. Do you think we're ready to fight her on that battlefield, as it were? Or do you think we'd have a literal better chance in hell? Is us training in the dream something we should be doing to better handle ourselves?
You're cutting out a lot, Cathanad.
Is us training in the dream something we should consider doing to be able to better handle ourselves?
Yes. We
Okay.
should be training. Now, the more we train, the more likely I think she is to figure out who we are, where we are, what we're doing.
I'll just let you know, just above the table, from a mechanical standpoint, other than increasing your wisdom score, there's not a whole lot you can do to be more effective in the dream.
Gotcha.
I mean, I need to spend some time practicing with my new thing.
Yeah, that also. I will just remind you, the information you have about her right now is pretty limited, because the last time that you scryed on her, she was just in a tent and you couldn't see what was outside of the tent. So
Yeah.
your best avenue for gathering information right now is to probably try to scry on her at a time that she is more outside.
And can I extrapolate time zones roughly with the help of Andarta? Exactly what time?
Yeah, I think if you were able to get a sense of where the sun in the sky was compared to where you are, you could figure out what time zone she was in.
Okay.
Before we go on, can I just request, Cathana, can you restart Discord?
Sure.
Maybe it just always seems to be you. And
Okay, give me a minute.
I say something and I really didn't push the talk button.
derp.
Shows a cat.
Yes, she's actually more of a top of the spine cat instead, because she's kind of got me forced away from the back of my chair. but she's cute. The yarn cat is also hilarious.
Hello?
Oh,
Whoa, hopefully that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
The
see what
problem is,
happens.
it's not a consistent issue. You know, it's hard to troubleshoot something that doesn't always happen.
It could literally just be me turning my head.
yeah. That's kind of what it sounds like. It sounds like noise suppression is kicking in, but it's suppressing your voice instead of background noise.
Okay.
So we have the rest of this session to decide on what we're doing, so that way Nibbles has time between sessions to between arcs to figure out stuff.
Yeah.
Let's go along with the line of thought we were working on earlier. How about we look at doing the scrying for the cleric, and that way we can gather information on one of the two major targets. And then if we don't have significant information, we can try doing the momentary dip into hell for the exact same purpose.
I mean, mechanically, above the table, it's going to be a case of whichever one we do first is just going to have the other one at a higher CR difficulty.
Yes, but if we don't have any solid information for one of the two of them, then it's easier to do the other one.
Yep. So Corwin will figure out time stuff and spend a day scrying for her.
Okay. Before that, tell me what time of day it was last time you scryed on her. Or, I guess, rather pick... Would it have been sometime between 9 to 5, or sometime between
For
11
us-
to 9?
For us scrying on her, like our relative time zone,
Yeah, wherever you were.
it would have been probably after the day's done, so I would say after 5
Okay.
p.m.
Okay, and then tell me what time it is when you're doing it now.
We want to do it later in the evening, so he's probably going to do it before bed, so let's say 9:30, 10.
Okay,
On
so
my time or your time?
that's basically the same time you did it last time, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. So Corwin would be smart enough to shift it to when he wakes up.
Okay.
Then Lycra will say to wait for her to be up, so that way she can at least give you emotional support.
Does emotional support mean bardic?
Yes.
I don't think Bardic works for the scry spell, because I don't make a roll.
Yeah, it's
You
the
did make
target
a
that
roll
makes the
last
roll.
time.
That was the other thing I think from the scrying eye.
Yes, that's correct. That's only when you're using it to scry on something that you can't normally scry on, you have to make an Arcana check first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's see. What is your DC?
Base DC 15.
Well, Lycra will still give you mind blank. So she can't reverse scry you.
So I don't know if that scrying spell applies any of my stuff to it.
Right, through the item, no.
Because it's the item basically doing the scrying.
Yeah, exactly. Why can I not find what kind of... Okay, they have to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, so as you gaze into the sphere, your sight leaves your current location and magically travels throughout the world. you go ahead and actually make a D100 check for me. Okay, you are. Well, I'll leave it up to you how you feel about stumbling across this individual as they are bathing.
I think he does the arcane equivalent of just looking at their forehead.
Okay. Luckily for your purposes, she is in a pool of water outside as opposed to any sort of bathtub inside. As you look around at her surroundings, you do notice the tent that you assume you described the inside of before. And you notice from the ground that you are not in Vrogel. You are not in a desert. This is a grassy area. Given your keen mind, I don't even think that you need to make a roll, as it is the earlier morning light than where you currently are. You can surmise that this is somewhere on what was previously Murado.
Makes sense. There's a lot of death that happened there, right?
Mm-hmm. And if I believe, in fact, that Miracle told you that that amount of death is essentially what broke her. As she finishes up, you make a perception or insight, whatever you prefer.
Definitely.
Okay. It is odd to you then that she finishes up, gets dressed again, and returns to the tent and appears to go to sleep.
I can still communicate while scrying to everyone else, right?
I believe you can talk.
Yeah, because it's just my visual and auditory senses that are.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it says, like, if you become deafened.
I'm pretty sure you can talk. You can say words, but you cannot hear them. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, even if you're deafened, you can still talk. It's just gonna sound kind of funny.
He's just muttering to himself, why is she going to bed at 6 a.m. in the morning?
Yes, everybody hears Corwin muttering that.
Yeah, he'll give a running commentary of everything he sees, obviously.
Stella, do you think this is a situation where she's going to bed because she's hunting for a new target? Because you said you found her in the dream world, and she was attacking a woman who was in a different country in her own home.
Well, she was in Vrogel.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are going to sleep at 6 in the morning?
Well, that's the fluidity of the time zone problem.
It's only a difference of like 3 hours. So like East Coast, West Coast in the United States.
But she could be going after somebody in the Elven Kingdom instead. I guess the problem is we don't have any logic to her processes.
Yeah.
Whenever you feel it's appropriate, so unless something else pops out, he'll just end the spell.
Yes, you can spend the remainder of the 10 minutes. You just notice her trying to go to sleep, basically.
Why don't you check on her in like 3 hours and see how the sun is?
I have to do that tomorrow.
Oh, you can only do one a day.
Yeah, the limit of the item. Anybody that wants to have a think about it can make an insight check. I'll give Estella advantage. And Liz, does Liv have access to the dream spell?
No.
I choose to think about it and fail miserably.
Lycra will give Estella Bardic Inspiration.
D10? D12?
D12.
Oh, actually, Lycra also gets. It is also a bard spell, so Lycra can have advantage as well.
This is insight?
Yes.
Did need advantage anyways. But too dumb to think about it.
I mean, a 17 is still really good. I
yeah,
think
but
between the three of you putting your heads together, you come to the conclusion that being active in the dream does not give you rest.
So she could have been hunting the entire night, got up, had a bath, and then went to sleep. Real sleep.
Mm.
Is, like, if I were to be in the dream for 8 hours every day, would that have, like, a negative impact on my body over time?
Bed rot, basically.
I would, as long as you are also spending time sleeping, I would say that's basically the same as working a desk job.
Okay.
So it might have an effect on her, like, physical attributes or stamina and whatnot.
I guess that depends on what she does for the other 8 hours of the day. If she spends 16 hours in the dream and then rests for 8, then probably yes, but
What if she spends of those 8 hours, like 4 doom scrolling on Twitter, another 4 dreaming, sleeping? Is that resting enough?
is she an elf?
No, she's human.
I thought she was a demon or a devil.
Nope. She just chose to appear as something demonic in the dream.
Right, okay.
Yes, and similarly, Corwin, as you're observing her here, she does not look at all like she did in the dream. She is... You could come to the conclusion fairly easily that she is fairly neglecting her physical health. She's kind of emaciated and
Pallid.
like
and all
her
that
hair is kind of matted slightly. I guess it wouldn't have been this time because she was bathing herself, but previously when you saw her, her hair was not like brushed or anything. It was tangled and wild.
She's not exactly glowing with health, is what you're saying.
Correct. So whether it's spending a lot of time in the dream or something else, her physical health does seem to be suffering.
Okay.
And with this new insight that she is somewhere on what used to be Murata, you can also come to the conclusion that it could just be because she's nowhere near civilization of any kind. At this point, there are probably still no permanent inhabitants of the archipelago.
Was there an island that got reduced to a desert on the archipelago?
No, there was an island that got reduced to a gigantic tangle of a jungle.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to see if I could, because this means that she did actually travel back to the islands.
I think that's implied that she's been traveling.
Yeah, so we might not be able to rely on her staying here. I guess is my only
Yeah,
concern.
I can travel in the dream. Like, I can go somewhere in the dream and then pop out in the prime material. And so, like, tomorrow she could be anywhere.
I think, given that information that we've seen, we still don't know how to approach dealing with her. My personal opinion.
Yeah, if we're gonna try and deal with her in the Prime Material, we need some way to track her down and then make sure she doesn't run.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be really hard.
Or figuring out how to stop her from entering the dream, or limiting her access to the dream, or something.
I feel like if we get lucky with the scrying orb and I can get us all there, we might be able to ambush her and make sure that she can't cast it or she can't stay in the dream long enough for it to matter. But if we screw up, I don't know that we'll ever catch her again.
I don't see any other way to catch her. It's really hard being such a powerful spell.
The only other way is to go after her in the dream, where she feels safe and powerful, and use that against her.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, you're talking about like their own dreams as opposed to the world of dreams, right?
In the books,
Yeah.
basically, your dreams were a little bubble offshoot from.
Okay. That's not a thing here.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure I understood what you were meaning.
Yeah.
Stella,
Mm-hmm.
I know I have to get close, but do you think Force Cage would prevent you from traveling through a dream?
I don't know, let me read the spell.
I mean, you could test it.
Yes, I just don't want her to be pissed off at me for 24 hours. Because I also can't drop it, remember?
Oh.
So you're saying
If we find her while she's asleep, Force Cage would prevent her from running away.
right, but in the physical world or in the dream?
I mean, either way, hopefully.
I mean,
If a creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to leave the cage, it must first make a charisma saving throw. On a success, the creature can use that magic to exit the cage. On a failure, the creature can't exit the cage and wastes the use of the spell or effect. I would suspect that is what's going to happen, is she's going to make a charisma saving throw.
And it
Yes.
extends across the ethereal plane, so if it extends across the ethereal, we could extrapolate to extending across the dream plane.
So I think that last line just doesn't apply in this setting. The ethereal plane doesn't exist.
It does, but it's very different.
Well, okay, that ethereal plane doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yes. So the physical traveling through the dream is would fall under that interplanar travel magic. So the charisma saving throw would apply there.
So it gives us a chance to catch her.
Right. So if you use that on her while you're in the physical world, that's how that would work. If you use it on her while you're in the dream, you're not sure. At the very least, it would come down probably to contested wisdom throws.
Well, I'm not going to tell Estella we should test it, but at least it gives us one option.
I would also point out that it is duration of 1 hour, not 24.
I am going to suggest we focus on the Hells then, since I don't feel like we have the tools or the resources to effectively deal with her yet. And we put time and research while we're doing that into figuring out ways of dealing with her.
I think I agree with Corwin.
Above the table, I'm saying that our next level as well is 16, and that's an ASI level, so those that want to take a wisdom to improve their ability in the dream can't do so. Which I think thematically ties nicely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get you.
I'm trying to remember. Has Liz spent much time in the dream?
You were there once. I don't think you particularly liked it.
I think she was trying. I can't remember if it was Liz or my other character that was trying to make a flying cart.
That's Ty.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I also don't remember.
I think it was Liz, because
As far as I remember, I think Liz has only been in the dream once, and it was during a physically traveling somewhere thing.
On the
I
plus,
think.
no, I think we got all taken in there to try and learn and stuff.
Yeah, it's when we had the experience with our fears.
Ah, yes. No, that was Liz.
on the plus side, I was planning to take a wisdom. Well, I was planning to take skill expert next level anyway, so it fits.
You become wiser.
Yep.
So, are we leaning towards going to hell then?
It's kind of the more widespread effect as well, so it makes sense.
I don't know how we could do something about that, but I feel we should do something about that.
But if we're gonna go into the Hells and try and retrieve this Mythallar, we need to spend these next few weeks, however long it takes Lycra to do her thing, really preparing.
Yep.
What's your thought?
I do think we should go over there and scry, though.
Okay.
We've got time to rest up and get our magic back, and I think we need a better picture of what we're going into.
All right.
What's your
Would
thought
any of
on
us
what we need?
like to wait that till after our... Would you like to wait on the scrying till after we get back from between the set? Like,
Oh no,
are you?
I'm prepared. In fact, if you would like to just fast forward to the next day at this point.
Unless anyone has anything else to bring up, sure.
Like
I mean, I
ties
figure
down
we can do it
Liz.
that day.
No, because he
It's
just
gotta be the
used it.
next day.
Oh,
Yeah, you
right.
can only scry once a day.
Yep. Okay.
Lycra takes Magic 101 and 102 from Liz. Oh god, my head.
Oh, that's an interesting thing that I've just stumbled across.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Didn't know about that. Anyway. Okay, so you
What?
said...
No, tell us what.
No.
I don't think he can without spoiling.
It doesn't have anything to do with my game.
No.
It has to do with Jamie's game.
oh,
Okay, so next day, I am...
So I get Liz's help with the transmogrify.
yeah, if Liz is willing.
I hope.
You get a religious speech.
Yes, but also some magic 101 and 102.
Yeah, that's the religious speech. Yeah, you can mark 3 for that day.
And-
You're also pointed at the now that we're actually at the shrine, you're pointed at the donation box.
Lycra points at the treasure chest that Liz has.
Is Liz just holding on to all the group's money?
Yes,
Yeah.
98%
I'll
of
remind
it.
you, I've had one character that threatened to run away with everything.
Yeeps. Okay, so
Literally
one.
tried to run off with the big bad evil guy.
Liz, could you take 100 gold out of the party treasure and throw it in the box for me, please?
Oh, that's way too much money.
Well, I don't know what your lessons cost. You didn't tell me.
She ever put a copper in there? Not
Okay,
exactly a
Lycra
rich
takes
area.
through 2 gold out of her own pocket and puts it into the damn box. Anyways, next day if anyone else doesn't have anything.
Yeah, we're gonna go off and do some. Oh, you mean if nobody else has it? Never mind.
Well, let's get the scrying out of the way first before we go anywhere.
So who's getting you to hell?
me. I get us there. Liz gets us home.
I don't think
Do
I don't think she wants to let the good tuning forks out of her.
Do you have to cast, or do you have to roll, Jamie?
Yes, she does.
Alright, then take
So
a
I
bardic
am aiming-
inspiration.
I don't think it works that way. Does it?
Inspiration
Oh,
is
so
for
it's
some
not
Hold
touch
on.
intelligence.
die.
No. Hold on. You specify.
This is
No.
D20, not D100.
There's
though, so-
not a roll for plane shift. It's just teleport that there's a roll for.
Yeah, plane shift you just do.
Yeah, plane shift you just do.
I think we stipulated because you can shift planes in the spot that you're standing, and you don't need a roll for that. But if you are plane shifting and also teleporting to another location, then you need a roll as though you were casting teleport. Is that not correct?
I mean, you can specify a target destination term such as the city of Brass,
That
fire.
that is not rules as written. However, we may have home rolled it that, or maybe this is dream that we're remembering. I don't remember.
I remember that we home rule it that way, like
Okay.
I'm fine with home rule.
like trying to pinpoint a place that you're not in the other place.
Yeah, because the way
was a
that
roll.
the planes are kind of like in the same space.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, you do vaguely know what the hells look like.
I want to put us in the
Did
spot that
I?
we left from the last time we were there.
Yeah, which was just outside one of the allied cities.
I didn't. I either deleted the page or never created it. Hold on a second.
You definitely created it.
I must have deleted it.
Mora is the most sad kitten ever.
Uh-huh.
Mom closed the door of the room. Why Mom closed the door?
Oh,
She's so sad.
Since we're doing big magic while we're going to be both on the way in and on the way out, do you think mind blanking the person casting in or out would be the good choice?
Probably better to cast it on Corwin.
Corin and the person that's either in or out.
Your spell, your call.
Yeah, I'm just trying to strategize with Estella.
Probably the person going in, because if we're leaving, then it doesn't matter if they know we cast a big spell. Because we're gone.
Sounds reasonable. So Estella,
Yeah,
since she's
we're-
going in, and Corwin, since he's doing the scrying.
Like, we're literally going to be there for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
But if somebody on the inside notices they're being scryed on, we don't want them to find you immediately.
Okay. So previously, you ended up somewhere around here. You also know that the conflict is primarily happening down around here. That's
Yeah.
about all you know.
From what we talked with the refugees, we know it's those two cities.
Those are outposts, not cities.
Okay.
But yes, that's, you know that the conflict is mostly down around there. And that you also know that most of the refugees would have been from this city right here.
Okay, I'm going to think about that place as best I can that we were at the first time, and I will plane shift us there.
All right, let's get to 100. Okay. The air around you becomes almost unbearably searing as you go screaming through the interplanar medium, and you land in hell. Having a quick look around at the immediate area, you don't see any creatures that seem to have noticed your arrival. If you want to take a closer look, you can certainly do that, but you don't appear to be in any immediate danger.
I think Corwin's first thing is just scrying immediately because we don't want to be here any longer than we have.
Okay, what are you scrying?
I think I have a better chance with doing the second option on the item.
Okay. Yes, so go ahead and get everything together there and do your Arcana roll.
Here.
And since it's the one that can be influenced, then Bardic Inspiration is there.
Yeah, and I think didn't Lycra also do
Enhanced stability.
Doesn't matter. That's a friggin' 32. Okay.
Add the D12. Aw.
You are jolted as your sensor appears behind the woman that you saw previously, the large black devil with the large wings, as she is walking towards one tent among what a quick glance around appears to be thousands.
Mm-hmm.
As she ducks inside, two lesser devils give a salute and open the flap of the tent for her, and inside you see a manacled other devil, this one with red skin, short horns, close cropped, black hair, who looks absolutely beat to hell. He stares up at her from the position of kneeling on the ground with his hands manacled behind his back with a look of defiance on his face and addresses her. He says, Do you expect me to give you information you know I will not betray? A cruel smile comes across her face, and she simply says no, and pulls out from a pouch at her side a small crystal sphere about the size of her hand, holds it up, pointing it at him, and it begins to glow a sickly green, pale glow. A small beam of light shoots out from the sphere and hits the devil in the center of the chest. And as it does, you watch him begin to scream, but no sound comes out. Hello?
No, Discord kind of gifted it for a second, but I think it come back.
I heard it all, so hopefully it
I
was
heard
just
it all.
Quasta's side.
Okay.
Yes, you see his mouth open in the beginnings of a scream, but no sound comes out as his body is completely disintegrated into dust. You watch as the beam begins to widen into what you could almost call a cone and begin absorbing the dust of this individual into the sphere. And after about a minute, the light fades. She holds the sphere up and examines it, smiles to herself, puts it back in the pouch on the side of her belt, turns around, and leaves the tent.
Sorry, the sphere was not the Mythlar, it was something else, right?
Make a Arcana check.
Just cried the Mythaler, and you saw all of that. I think that's the Mythaler.
Well, she has the Mythlar. I was using that as a an anchor point to make it easier to find her, as opposed to going through the standard rigmarole.
Mhm.
Arcana.
Yeah. You don't have an explanation for it, but the sphere that she was holding was the Mythalar.
The fuck did she do to my thing?
You still have a good amount of time, so you just continue to follow her around.
Yeah, I'll follow her for the whole 10. Like, it's 10 minutes for the spell, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That only took like 2 of it. For the remaining 8 minutes, she is mostly wandering around the camp doing what appears to be a morning inspection. She's very military about it, speaking with different individuals, getting the status of the troops, and so on. There doesn't appear to currently be any active fighting. Whether or not there will be later in the day, you're unable to tell.
Okay. With that, Corwin will come out of his reverie from the spell and motion.
Everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Ruh-roh.
Whoa.
Did we all come?
I'm going to assume so.
For safety's sake, I believe so.
Okay. Anybody that got less than an 18.
I like how that was just the Dex characters that got less than an 18.
You take
Yeah.
24 fire damage.
How about less than half?
Yes, you can evasion and all that stuff. As what I am going to hilariously describe as some flaming bird shit falls out of the sky on you.
Does this count as an attack?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Okay. That is a wisdom plus 5.
Against 18.
Okay, so as you see this attack incoming, you look up, and as you attempt to shunt away this creature, which I will show you in a moment. Nope, that's not going to work.
It beats me.
You see flying above you a big fiery bird.
Oh no.
It's back. The man behind the mask.
You all have an action. If
Wait,
you...
hold on a second. To recapitulate, does the people who saved get half damage or no damage?
No damage.
Okay. Also, I had a couple armed guard, protect for fire damage.
Mhm.
So I take 12, I take 4, and I need to use absorb elements. What does absorb elements do again? Half the damage?
Halves the damage.
So I take 2 damage and transform.
Goodbye, winter.
Well, it was autumn.
Oh. Maybe hello, winter.
I think the answer is goodbye, Hellplane.
Gonna say, just screaming, "Get us out of here!"
Please tell me that's not the same one.
So that's a good question. Is this magical fire or non-magical fire?
I'm going to say this is non-magical fire.
Magical flaming poo.
Yeah, and this is not a phoenix. This does not look like a phoenix.
Okay. Looks like a phoenix to David.
Okay, nobody said no, so Liz cast the plane shift back home.
Okay.
I don't see any
That
reason
is
not.
sanctuary, right?
No, it's literally the plane shift.
Okay. That's just an action, right? Yes.
Yeet.
Okay. So as the rock is circling around for what it hopes to be breakfast, the 6 of you disappear and reappear back where?
Back at the temple, I assume.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the roll.
Oh no.
Remind me, you have a circle there, right? Pretty sure you do.
I don't think so.
I
'cause
think
she
you
just
do
has
because
temple.
I think I had to ask
No,
for permission.
might be then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. Okay. So if you don't, you do now. You appear back in the temple in the teleportation circle that may or may not have just magically popped into existence. And are again safe. And you all can blame, I don't remember who for that now, because somebody said something about fireballs falling out of the sky.
I'm just
With
like
me.
brushing out any leftover embers off my shoulders. What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but that stinks.
Liz points towards the bath.
So was that a phoenix or not?
It
We
was not.
all
It was
got
an ember
pooped.
rock.
No. I'm talking in character.
Oh, sorry.
We all got pooped. We all got pooped.
Did not. I dodged it.
Oh, I see around and only say Ashish and I actually heard. Dang it. Ashish got pooped. Ashish got pooped.
Leica needs to go wash her hair.
Again, Liz points in the direction of the bathroom.
Yes.
Or the hub.
Yes, it is a relatively easy squeeze to get everybody all cleaned up.
I assume it's a hot spring.
Sure. Okay. So was there any more discussion about this that anybody wanted to have, or can we take a quick 5 minute?
I mean, we can
Take
take
a quick 5 minute.
either way.
All right. Let's take a quick 5 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Bathroom.
I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Here.
I think I need to buy a heated blanket.
Ooh, heated blanket.
Either that or just get off my butt and go turn on the heater.
Why not both?
Well, it's 7 o'clock at night. I guess I could go get one, but we're planning to play D&D at the moment.
That's fair. Speaking of playing D&D, is everybody here?
I am here.
No.
That's 3 people.
I hear.
That's 5 people. Indeed. We shall wait.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Okay. I believe everyone is here now. Unless somebody went away again.
I'm here.
Halfway to Walmart to pick up a heated blanket.
All right, so having returned mostly intact from your scrying expedition in hell, what's everybody want to get up to now?
I think Liz takes a day to go out and try and collect more crafting materials.
Okay. I don't think there's any difficulty involved in that. It's probably more tedious than anything. But yes, any non-gold piece costing crafting materials that you need to restock can absolutely be had.
And thanks for the assistance with her spell work. Allegra will go with, unless she wants to be by herself.
I mean, it's just searching through the forest. More eyes, the better.
Okay. Allegra and Liz head off into the forest for the day.
Well, perhaps I should get going on my expedition with anybody else who wants to come. Except for Corwin, he doesn't get a choice.
Okay. You tell me what you do.
But first, I'm gonna have to cast Dream. So I guess we go the next night when everyone else is sleeping.
Okay. I guess at that point, let's define who is and is not going. So Corwin, Estella, Andrea. Any of the other three want to go? Okay. Corwin,
Costa,
Estella, and
are you here?
Andrea.
Costa?
Do you hear me?
Oh,
Yes.
there you are.
I say I will go, yeah.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello. I drag Ashish with me because Ashish has also been there.
I can hear you, Kwasta, if you can hear us.
Hello, hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I can hear him.
Yep. Discord
Can
is
you hear us?
being screwy
Yes.
tonight.
It's been screwy. I hear you all. I don't know at this point if any of the messages got not heard.
I haven't heard you talk since we got back from break.
Dang. I said that I'm happy to join if you guys have me.
Yep.
Okay. So Estella is casting Dream with the four of you.
Mm-hmm. And I think probably the best thing to do, assuming I can remember exactly where it was, is for us. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna fly. I'm gonna fly, or we will go zooming off to the west. I say, follow me, everybody. Don't fall behind. And we go Peter Pan zipping through the sky.
Okay. So all four of you give me wisdom checks with advantage, and Estella, just give me a history check.
I also need a wisdom check with advantage.
You wanted a wisdom check?
Oh my god.
Woof!
I think that's a first.
And Ashish as well.
What am I rolling?
Wisdom check with advantage, please. Okay. So Estella, you notice as you are beginning to head in the correct direction, 27 is really good, that Andrea is having difficulty with the flying.
I go back to grab Andrea and I say, Andrea, just stop.
Ah,
Do you want to
Andrea,
ride?
help, please.
Okay, just get on my back and I will piggyback fly her.
I am imagining, have you ever seen a cat, like, jump onto someone who is trying to rescue them from water?
Oh yeah,
I'm picturing Andrea doing that.
they're like, I'm trying to be on top of the top of your head, and there's not enough space for me for that.
Yeah.
All right. So with a bit of help, you didn't roll super high, so I'm going to say it probably takes you like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there. But you are arriving on the northern shore of one of the islands of what remains of Murata. And you land on the shore, I assume, near where you had done your diving?
Sure.
All right.
I was just gonna fly us right over the spot, but
Okay, you can do that.
okay.
So you are hovering over the water.
Yep. Okay. I'm just gonna cast water breathing on everybody, just in case.
Okay.
They can probably breathe underwater anyways if they roll well enough, but
But with water breathing, they don't have to roll.
yeah. Everybody gets water breathing. And then we're gonna go down.
All right. So everybody follows down through the water, down into what remains of Ictathana's lair, and you just let me know at what point you're exiting the dream. You will eventually arrive in the chamber with a mirror.
Yeah, probably like a little bit before we get. Do we have to clear it out first? Because there was a cave in, and I had to misty step or teleport through the rock wall to get to Ashis.
As you have asked me this before you have exited the dream, no, there is no cave-in.
Fantastic. I make sure that we go past that cave in while we're still in the dream. And then once we get to the room with the water, I will pop us out right here.
Okay. So you all exit the dream in a fairly dark chamber that is not underwater. To your backs is a caved-in entrance. And in front of you is a mirror that is allowing a soft glow of light to illuminate that end of the cavern. Corwin, make a history check. This mirror looks fairly familiar to you, as you have seen one before all the way back at the beginning of the campaign.
Can I tell if it's a transportation device or a scrying mirror?
I will say make an Arcana check, but there's also the possibility that Estella just answers that question by walking through it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, okay, everybody, let's go get rich, hopefully, and walk through the mirror.
I thought so.
So Stella walks into the mirror. Andrea asks if do you have any idea what's going on?
Yeah, we're going to a dragon's lair to steal gold.
Do we need gold?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Gold is gold.
Stella pokes her head back through the mirror. Come on.
I'm coming. I was just telling them what this was.
Yes, so as you emerge in the half of this layer that is not all underwater, you have free reign of the place. There are... I won't say there's no traps, but there's not anything here that would challenge you. So...
Especially now that she's here.
Yeah, especially now with his use here.
Is there anything treasure-wise or historical-wise that stands out to Corwin?
Make an investigation check. Okay. I mean, certainly all the treasure stands out. There is perhaps some historical value to some of the artwork that you find. But I don't think anything would jump out at you as in any sort of archaeological significance. This is all new on the inside. It's just the outside was made to look nondescript compared to the surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
So you can surmise that had you been able to gain full access, that your archaeological senses would have been disappointed.
Okay, well, I will grab a reasonable amount of...
Okay. All four of you, please make say D10 rolls.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice job.
Ah.
Nice job.
Okay.
Ooh.
So with what you've been able to bring, Estella, you managed to make off with 6,000 gold worth of treasure.
Okay.
Corwin also 6,000. Andrea 8,000, and Ashish 16,000. Sorry. Math.
13,000.
Thank you.
I assume it was 5,000 plus whatever they rolled times 1,000.
Yep.
Can I
and-
convert that to platinum just to make it way
Yeah, I was
less?
going to say, you can have any kind of gemstones you want besides diamonds. You can have gold coins. You can have things that are worth that amount, subject to DM approval, that would make sense to be in a treasure hoard.
So this seems to be a smaller hoard than what was in the flooded spot.
No, I mean, there's a bunch left, but y'all didn't
Carry
bring
it?
anything to carry a bunch of stuff in, so you can't make
that's
off
fair.
with all of it.
That's fair.
You should have brought the Liz.
Yeah,
Oh,
600
come back.
600 platinum pieces is a lot easier to carry than 6,000 gold pieces.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
By
And-
orders of magnitude.
Unfortunately for Estella, this is exactly the amount of gold that you needed, so you won't have any left over.
Yeah.
At least I made it so you
Just-
couldn't fail.
I
I
appreciate
just
that.
grab a bunch of like handfuls of coins. Here, have these. Is this enough?
No, but thank you. As I continue to shovel gold into my backpack.
I
Alright.
grab the prettiest the gems that I find that somewhat doesn't do add up to anybody in particular, but they're pretty.
Anything that you want, just not diamonds. 8,000 gold worth.
No easy resurrection for us.
Nope.
But
Um,
what about yes?
Hold on a sec. Well, if I could spell, it would help. Yeah, no diamonds. Sorry.
That's okay.
There's probably
Well,
some in there somewhere.
I got what I needed. Oh, I should have brought Liz so that we could have had a quick way home.
Oops.
I guess,
you
can I
have two
use my
spell
8th
slots.
level? Yeah, I can use my 8th level to dream us
Oh.
home. No?
Oh, right, because it's an Arcanum.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use a higher Arcanum to cast a 7th level Arcanum.
Cool. Then we go flying home. Home being the temple.
Zoop zoop.
And I keep my eye out for any weird little dark blobby things or a demon or devil looking lady.
Now that Corwin knows where you are, do you go directly from here or do you go back from Murata?
I assume we like go outside and look around a bit.
Yes. Well, and Corwin knows that you are down here.
Yeah.
Just from the inside, even.
Yeah.
I've been
Well,
here
this
before.
is probably faster from here.
Okay. In that case, make a D100 roll, please. Oh, ooh, very interesting. Andrea, make a perception check.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Wow.
Or Andrea.
This is the nat one number 300 of the game.
Well, you hear something, but you're not sure what it is.
Oh man, I bet I just missed Logan.
Right. So returning back to your sleeping quarters,
Mhm.
or
I
well,
continues to be awful at dreaming.
I'm not sure what time of day you left. So returning back, it's really only been probably, I'll say maybe 5 hours. So you still have some of the day left if there's other things you want to accomplish.
I mean, I think we probably went at night because it's hard to fall asleep to get everybody to be asleep in the middle of the day.
You don't have to be asleep for this. You physically just
Okay.
step into the dream.
Right. Then, yeah, middle of the day. I'm gonna get started on my project.
Estella disappears into a room and
Doesn't
begins
come out for
making
7
magical
days.
noises.
Food randomly appears outside your door with a knock on it.
Lycra tries to get Liz's help as many days in a row as possible without becoming annoying.
You get more and more sermons.
Yeah, I don't think it's Lycra annoying Liz. I think it might be Liz annoying Lycra at some point.
I think one of the sermons turns into a debate.
Okay. So that covers everything I was prepared for.
How many days before we either do something else or I hit 80? I need 11 days to hit 80.
Well, I need 7 days to finish my thing, I think.
So 7 is 21.
Does the stuff I was teaching in Darda progress at all, Nibbles?
Ooh, you are gonna have to remind me what that is.
Well, yeah.
Ah, yes. What level is that associated with?
The second one is level 1. The other one. I mean, it depends which one you want to do. If you want to do project image, it's level 7.
Oh, okay. That is something then that I will have to write up over the break. We will say that you can achieve both of those.
Okay.
And I will make a note of that, and we will discuss it before next time.
Okay.
So, Liz is at, I don't know if this is anywhere near close enough or what percentage done it is, but Liz is at 34 days on her high quality necklace.
Okay, 1 second. This is after the 7 days, correct?
Yee.
Okay. Okay, yes, you are not quite finished. Excuse me, but you feel like you're getting very close.
Key. I didn't know if it was like how long it's going to take, so I just wanted to let you know.
No, that's good. I appreciate being reminded.
Have you figured out what it does yet?
Oh. I will figure out before you finish.
You can't say that. Points at relic weapon.
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, so after the 7 days, where does that put Lycra?
69.
Nice.
Is it 69?
Yes, literally 69 out of 80 before I have to tell Dale. But it's going to be a long phone call to reach Dale.
How many steps are you taking each time?
3 each time, as long as Liz is still talking to her.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew the 3 or not.
Yeah. No, I went from 40 in the 7 days that Stella was doing her things. I jumped to 21 days.
Okay. So yeah, let's say after 7 days, Estella emerges from her seclusion, we'll call it.
Yeah. There ain't no way I'm letting anybody see this.
Oh, okay. So
Oh no,
y'all don't see anything.
Estella does like show up after 7 days looking fairly bedraggled.
Liz throws her in the bathtub.
Thank you.
Just yeet.
All right. So having completed your, I guess we'll still call it a thrall. I don't know what else to call it. Were you going to take it out for a test run tonight, or we'll save that for next time?
No, I want to take it out for a test run.
I believe we named it the Bio Body Armor.
Well, we kind of changed our minds a little bit, so it's something a little different.
He's just a little guy.
So before Estella goes to cast Dream, she pulls out something out of her backpack, which looks a little bit like a voodoo doll. Like it's not very big, but it looks a little bit like it's made out of flesh.
For anybody that is familiar with what a World of Warcraft abomination looks like, it's like an 8th scale one of those.
My brain is going to think it's a Moogle And she is the sorcerer from Final Fantasy X.
That works.
If that's what you would like to believe, then that's fine. And as she casts Stream and goes into the dream, she kind of like throws her consciousness into the voodoo doll, into the thrall. Like wakes up in kind of a new body.
Just for fun, roll a D100. For some unknown reason, as Estella enters the dream, instead of her normal clothing, she's wearing a dress made out of 70 belts. Please proceed.
Okay.
That's a Final Fantasy X reference.
It's all a Final Fantasy X reference.
And I kind of like hop down from my own hands.
That must be strange.
Yeah,
It's also a Final Fantasy X reference.
I'll like
I'm
look
sorry.
around at this body. I mean, I've never played Final Fantasy X, so I have no idea what you're talking about. I'll just kind of spend some time like running around.
Question for you: did you reach out to Yevon or just you?
Oh no, I reach out to Yevon.
Okay. He is.
What's Yevon?
The Rakshasa.
Yes. So your tiger friend appears, and as you show off your new invention, you can tell that he looks a little bit taken aback by it. He doesn't seem entirely comfortable with what's happening here.
Uh-huh.
So what is this?
It's
It talks.
yeah, it's me.
He stops looking at Estella and starts looking down at the thrall. I see.
I do a little dance.
A little dance. What?
What are you? What's it for?
Well, now I can go look around in places that it's not safe for me to look around in, like the burning wastes, and maybe scouting for the devil lady.
Oh. So it's kind of like a familiar, except grosser.
Estella kind of looks down. I mean, you're not wrong. But I think maybe if I work on it a little more, I might be able to come up with another way to use the spell. Or a way to use the magic. I guess it's kind of like a familiar. But instead of a creature, it's just it's me in here.
Well, I'm glad you achieved your unsettling goal.
Me too.
Okay.
And nobody got hurt.
Yeah, that's true. So you just wanted to run around a little bit. You didn't want to go anywhere where some damage might happen.
No, I figure it's probably going to take Estelle a little bit of time to get used to running around in a body this foreign and irregular.
All right. Yeah, so you spend a little bit of time getting used to controlling your new friend,
Mm-hmm.
and don't realize how close you came to having a problem.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
I guess we'll find that out at a later date.
Well, no, just if I had rolled a 25, something would have happened.
Ah. Oh, wow. That was real close, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I step on you.
Okay. No. And
Would-
Estella wakes up and it's just a doll. Made of flesh.
Not creepy at all.
If Liz is given an opportunity, she's gonna hug the doll.
Depending on how he's introduced to Corwin, he might try to burn the doll.
It sounds like Estella is very much not showing the doll off to anybody.
I mean,
That won't backfire at all, will it?
yeah, I would probably, once I know that it works.
Okay.
But I'm also keeping it very far away from the hands of everybody else because I'm sure they're gonna think it's as weird and gross as Yeffin does.
Spring raises her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Can I play with it?
I don't
No,
think she's shown it
it's
off yet. has she?
very expensive. I'm like showing it off at breakfast.
Yes, and of note, in Not the Dream, it is not animate. It is just, it is basically looks like a doll.
Why do you have a doll made out of whatever it's made out of?
That's skin. That's
Mhm.
skin.
Where did you get the skin?
Don't ask. Don't
Don't
want to know.
ask. I didn't like take it off somebody.
I'm sure they didn't need it anymore.
I
Oh.
brewed it in a test tube.
I think Lycra's entire contribution to this conversation is a single raised eyebrow, a long period of silence, and then a shrug.
I think once Corwin realized it didn't actually come from a living person, he cares much less.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say if you're using whatever it is that you used, you don't even get any necromantic sense off it.
Okay, then he's less wigged out about it after.
I was gonna say above the table that the skin came from a butcher. If you want to say that you grew it, that works too. Which,
Yeah,
as long as we're very clear that it didn't come off of a person.
it did not. This
Liz
is
very
Hmm?
interested because it's a magical thing that was created.
This is lab meat.
Oh, no.
It's beyond
is-
homunculus.
thanks to Alansar,
Who?
the giant that made the Behir.
Mm.
That's why I've been hoarding all his research.
Well, I'm sure it'll be useful somehow.
Oh, it'll be very useful in the right circumstances.
Can we summon something into it?
Get her. From
Has
what
she
you just
shared that
described.
information?
I assume
Yes,
that comes
would.
up in questions.
Yeah, well, I would say like this is like a little body that I can put my consciousness in and run around when I'm in the dream.
Can it go into the dream without you?
No, it doesn't have a mind.
Oh, so we just have to use this to ambush the cleric.
This is more for keeping myself safe.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, we can make anything in in the dream. Could we make one of these for all of us in there?
I'm not trusting something I make in the dream to hold my consciousness. I can
I mean,
barely make clothes properly.
It works quite well.
Can we try?
This is my replacement for my level 14 feature, so I think the answer is probably no, but
Hey guys, can we stop playing above character while I'm role playing?
and you
Yeah, cool.
what?
Liz
was-
is very interested in magical things.
Yeah.
She's just excited. Can we
Okay.
stop going above table with this stuff?
And Corbin was just saying, the way you described it is trying to create one in the dream and putting your consciousness in it in the dream. Corwin doesn't have the confidence to make clothes in the dream.
It's easy making stuff in the dream. Liz has never failed at it. I do remember that much.
I'm lucky if I'm not chased to death in the dream.
I think Liz and Lycra are the two that are like, yeah, no, just you do stuff in the dream, it happens. I was a dragon. Rar.
Liz also has a 20 wisdom, so she got +5 to that roll.
Okay. So with the completion of that, are you all intending on taking some more downtime to continue to work on things, or are we progressing?
I think we're waiting for Lycra to finish her thing, or at least to get to her 80 days.
So 4 more days if no one else has some reason we should do something major first.
I'm willing to let that happen just because it's been wanting to happen for a while.
Yeah.
Sounds good. In that case, on the 80th day. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but Lycra is a regular old variant human with a level 1 feat.
Yep.
If you want to, you may replace that with this. Or any other feat. I suppose it doesn't have to be that one.
Show fit.
Yeah, I'll put it over here too.
What's a joke?
$19 and 39 days.
Okay, yeah, no, that's interesting.
And with that, you feel as though you are about halfway done finishing the scroll.
Whoa, I'm halfway there. That is awesome. I will make that edit and be interested to see how the effects go once we start doing stuff.
Me too. Yeah. Oh, just for my information, which feature are you replacing?
I'm going to take away the human determination. The bonus advantage at will is nice, but this is more interesting, so...
Okay. And I will say, once you have completed the spell, you have the option to swap it back if you want to.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any reason why decide that matters. But for now, I think it's awesome.
Alrighty. What's the plan now?
I think we get ready to go to hell.
We need an attack plan. Or a plan of attack, I should say.
I thought the plan was just go in there and figure out the plan.
Yeah, I think we need to go there and get the lay of the land. Maybe we talk to the people, some of the refugees here first, see if we can find a group to get in contact with when we're there.
From what I know about devils, do a lot of them have true sight?
Give me a roll that can justify me giving that information to you.
History?
Sure. That's pretty good. Now give me a second to figure out. Also, what would True Sight apply to? Oh, you're like thinking for like disguises and stuff?
Yeah, I don't think that we should go looking like a bunch of humans and elves and Yuan Ti. I suspect that would draw a lot of undue attention.
Okay. I will tell you from your knowledge. I mean, obviously, there may be like casters that have it as a spell, but you're not aware of many, if any, that have it just naturally.
Okay.
And just, I guess, a little bit above table since you rolled so high, I will just tell you, looking through the list, only Irenaeus and Pit Fiends have True Sight. Everything else that has True Sight is named.
Okay. So watch the big important ones, but the little shit should be fine to have a disguise. Now, I can't necessarily disguise myself. I don't have that kind of magic. I can make myself invisible for a little bit.
Crazy idea. What if we go with more mundane disguises? What if we take this amount of money we have and pay for some really good disguises?
That might be the safest. That being said, it's going to depend on how long we're there. Like even the best mundane disguises, especially if we have to paint our skin a different color, like it's gonna start to wear.
Hmm.
Does Ashish have a disguise
Well-
kit?
Without the money, we can buy like a reapply kit or something like that.
I mean, I'm just saying we come into a lot of money recently, and that seems like a good
We
use
did?
for it.
All mine is gone, so
Some of us came into a lot of money recently.
So I actually need to spend some money on something. But I have to talk to the DM about it.
I just spent all my gold.
all right, Corwin. Clap him on the shoulder.
Are you wanting to discuss that now, Ty, or in the future?
I need a reliquary worth 1,000 gold that contains a sacred relic. So I assume the relic can be something that's in the temple, but the reliquary needs to be worth 1,000 gold.
Okay, what spell is this for?
Holy Aura. This seems very useful for going into the Hells.
Here's an interesting question. The hell's a reliquary?
It's like a holy artifact.
Ah, like
Finger
the Ark
bones.
of the Covenant.
Or
Okay.
like a finger bone of a saint. Or something like that.
Yes, that is doable. You will. Let's see. You'd probably have the best luck in Vrogel. And I would say you can get something in a relatively short period of time for 1,000 gold.
It's really useful that Liz can teleport there and back in a couple minutes.
I would even go so far as to say you can
probably
have
already
done
did
that.
it.
Yeah, you can have done that during this downtime that already happens.
All right.
So Liz adds another container to her giant list of containers. This is crazy.
She puts the container in the bag because
Mhm.
it works just fine. Because it's
Good.
not magical.
Yeah, good thing
Or
it's not an
not-
extra dimensional space.
This is where Nibble's like, did I forget to say it was?
Nah, it's just a fancy box. Okay. That sounds like several different things that I can prepare for. Is there anything else that you want to plan to do now? You will have a chance to make more plans at the beginning of next arc also.
I personally can't.
Lycra takes up preserving meat with her new magic.
All
I'm
right.
gonna wash my light over all of you.
No, I don't think there's anything dramatic I need to do right now that I occasionally have weird side effects coming from investing so much effort into this magic.
My brain is so shut down right now.
Hey, Winter, look, my skin's the same color as yours.
Okay. Well, in that case, with a path decided on, we will go ahead and end there.
Ooh, ooh.
Okay.
And that is it for tonight and this arc.
Dun, dun,
Yay.
dun.
Did we level up?
Yeah, last week.
Hey, Chamie,
Mm-hmm.
have you done board games code words?
Code names?
Code names?
I really like code names. I know Ty doesn't.
Okay. I
And it's usually like it's not like it's okay with 4, it's better with 6.
I was just listening to a podcast and they were talking about code names pictures or something like that. So instead of having words to reference to, you have just a bunch of images.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it sounded like an interesting, different thing.
Could be an idea, but depends on how many and who we have that day. And in general, it sounds like it could be a good game. I need to go to bed. Good night.
Go to bed. I'm gonna go get some
Good
food
night.
and chill out before
Good night.
training tomorrow. Even though they've put nothing on my schedule, everything else every other day this week on the schedule. I don't even know if
Good.
I have training tomorrow.
Good luck, Kathanic.
Better
Yes.
to assume than to not show up. That is a good
I'll log in. I'll be there at 9 a.m.
Oh, you don't even have to go anywhere. Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah. And I'm going to. Actually, this is a question probably for Nibbles. You can't really detect a KVM switch, can you?
Depends on what KVM switch is.
Like just and it's entirely just for video.
Just for video? No. Unless it's a DVI, HDMI, or just.
No, it's just gonna be one display port and one HDMI.
Technically, it's slightly possible, but not likely. If you had a USB thing on there, there's more of a chance of it being detected.
No, I'm keeping everything local USB on the mini PC, keyboard, mouse, and headset.
Yeah.
I just hate the monitors they gave me and cramped space I have to put them in. So
Yeah, I mean, technically both DisplayPort and HDMI can carry data, but
And most good HDMI cable, not HDMI, most good KVM switches are just physical pass-throughs.